If you're an event planner or an event professional and you're using HoneyBook, you're probably paying at least $29 a month for HoneyBook. And then to plan out the actual events with schedules and checklists and all the event tools that you need, you're probably paying additional for another completely different tool. All of these different softwares, they add up fast. After planning and being a part of over 600 different events for clients like Chick-fil-A, the NFL, and Coca-Cola, I built a platform that replaces both of what you're using and probably for less money.
You complete me.
So if you're a wedding planner, a corporate event coordinator, or an event professional, juggling multiple tools to run your business, this video could save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year and make your life way easier. So let's dive in. Now we're going to go ahead and compare them side by side. So like I mentioned, if you are an event professional using HoneyBook to book your events, to gather leads and send contracts and things, you might be paying $29 a month, but you might be on one of the professional levels at like $59 per month. Hey guys, this is Video Editing Sean here, and a quick disclaimer on this video. Number one is please do your own research. So I'm going to put the links to the pricing pages for anybody that I compare to in the description below, so you can compare Ripluo to whoever else you want to. And number two is I just found this because if you go to the HoneyBook pricing page, you'll see that $59 is not automatically listed because they have deals constantly running and things like that. But if you click Build Monthly right here, you can see that there's $59. It still says $44.25 per month. Maybe because that's offering 25% off right now, but it still says right here $59, but it still says like billed yearly. I don't know, I'm not quite catching on as to how the math is mathing, but we do have $59 right there, and that's the number that my research initially pulled from. So again, if you want to look up anything yourself, please be sure to go to the links in the description of this video because prices change depending upon the year and inflation and all those kinds of things. And I'm sure that these other softwares are great programs. You just want to make sure to pick the one that's right for you. And then on top of that, you might be a wedding planner and you are using Aisle Planner at $70 a month or so. That comes to a total of almost $130 per month versus Ripluo, which is both CRM for booking events and event planning, and it's only $49.99 per month. So that's one platform, half the cost, and that's combining all the features for what you need to book your events and to actually plan your events. So let's compare the three tools side by side, look at what each one does and it costs. So we've got HoneyBook. HoneyBook is going to start you off with a CRM pipeline. You've got proposals and contracts, you've got invoicing and payments, automations, AI, 2 team members, and all of this is based upon their pricing page on their blog, and this is as of February of 2025. So now if we take a look at Aisle Planner, what does Aisle Planner do? Well, you can 100% create timelines, checklists, budgets, floor plans and seating, guest lists, vendor management, wedding websites, and it does have some CRM features, including contracting, invoicing, things like that, but it does not have AI features, and you cannot log your sponsors, your volunteer tools, and different things that you might need for events that are not weddings. And then we have what I created, which is Ripluo. Ripluo is built not just for weddings, not just for booking events, but for doing both. And so with Ripluo, it's only $49.99 per month for the Pro, and you can upgrade even more if you need it. But with the Pro, you get your full CRM with your pipeline, proposals, contracts, e-signatures, invoicing and payments, timeline budgets, guests, vendors, and speakers. You can manage all of those, including 22 different event planning tools. We've got volunteer and sponsor management. You have a built-in AI assistant named Buildr, and you can have up to 25 different team members, and you can bring in external people into planning your actual event. And those event tools never disappear on you. So now one of the major problems if you are primarily a HoneyBook user is if you want to have a whole bunch of event planning tools at your fingertips, then you're going to need to have HoneyBook plus another one like Aisle Planner or something else. But with Ripluo, if I pull it up right here and I click into this 5K that I've already logged, you can see that there's so many different event planning tools. I can log my event details. I can create schedules. I can use my Buildr AI to go ahead and help me do that, including these pre-written prompts. I can add checklists and tasks and subtasks. I can log notes and organize them into folders. I can manage my budget with categories of expense categories, revenue, plans, transactions. And all of these tools are right here where I can turn them on for my event or turn them off depending upon what I need, including managing are my speakers booked, creating sponsorship packages, and even having a form where people can fill it out and say, yes, I'm interested in this sponsorship package. So 100% you can use this, and I do, to help people plan weddings, but it is not just for weddings, it is also for other types of events. So now if you are starting off with HoneyBook, you can see that you do not have CRM data that will flow directly into Aisle Planner without having to set up some kind of integration. Ripluo does that for you. You will not have event budgets that are connected to your invoices. Ripluo will do that for you. You can close a deal in one of your tools, but you're going to either have to set up an integration and make sure that it's connected every time you use it, or you're going to have to download all of that and then upload all of it or manually type it in. Ripluo will do it for you. And not only that, you have to manage 2 different logins, 2 different passwords, 2 different subscriptions, and track all of the emails for both. Why don't we compare and go a little bit deeper into HoneyBook versus Ripluo just for the CRM and client management side. Now, with HoneyBook, you have customizable stages within your sales pipeline. That's great. With Ripluo, not only do you have that, but you can also set how much money do you think it's going to be and what is the probability of it actually logging so that you know and can communicate with your team, hey, this is 100% booked, even though it's in this stage, or you can let Ripluo automatically make those estimates for you based upon the stages that are set. You can log activity with Ripluo, where with a click of a button, you can type in notes from your phone call, or you can type in notes from your meeting. And not only that, you can have custom fields under your contacts so that you can log their favorite ice cream or something like that if you have a fun fact about all the clients that you work with year in and year out. Now, if we go a little bit deeper into company management. So with HoneyBook, you can probably log some companies, but can you do it multiple times across multiple different types? With Ripluo, you can log one company. They might be a vendor company. If you are an event planner, maybe you have a favorite DJ company or 3 favorite DJ companies. Now, they are not going to be a client company, but you can save them as a vendor, or you can save them as a partner, or you can save them as a sponsor. And then not only that, but if you're logging activity for all of these contacts and all these clients, with Ripluo, you get your own unique email address that you can, when you send an email to a client, you blind carbon copy or BCC in that email address, and it will save it in the system for you. You can also, with one click with Ripluo, all you have to do is convert a deal from the opportunity phase into an actual event, and it will transfer all of that information for you so you don't have to have the client's name reduplicated, the times, the dates, everything immediately goes into the event planning phase. And then not only that, but with both, you can have lead capture forms where you would take a form of like first name, last name, email, and phone number, embed that in your website. And then when someone fills it out on your website, it immediately and automatically gets logged into the system as a new lead and notifies you. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. One of the main reasons why I created this to be both event planning and event booking, so the sales side and the execution side, is so that with one click, you can move all of the details from the promises that were made into the promises that need to be kept with Ripluo. So if you close a deal with one click, you can convert it into an event and move into event planning mode with all of those tools that I've already shown you. Not only that, but you have contacts, you can have a budget that's set, and all of the details hand off with absolutely no errors, making sure that nothing gets slipped through the cracks. With the 2-tool setup, if you have HoneyBook and something, then you're going to have to transfer all of that data into all of this other system and to make sure that you do it with no errors instead of the system just doing it for you. Now let's take a look at the event planning tools, because booking the event is just one side of it. HoneyBook absolutely does not compete here, so you've got to bring in somebody else like Aisle Planner in order to bring in those event planning tools. Now, if I'm looking at Aisle Planner's project site, we've got up to 15 different projects, and that's at $69 per month. And so if I'm a professional and I'm regularly planning, I'm either going to need that, or I'm going to need the $109 per month. And so let's take a look at what you would get for that. So number one is you're going to get a timeline creator, which that is what we call schedules within Ripluo. But on top of that, you're not just creating a schedule, but with Ripluo's scheduling system, you can add breakout rooms, you can add external links, you can add locations, and all kinds of things. So if I'm creating the schedule and I go here to my Scout the Race for my 5K and I need specific team instructions, I can create the team of the setup crew and give them detailed instructions here. I can also click the edit button and I can add breakout rooms for multiple locations that are running at the same time and different things like that. Task and checklist management are included, it looks like, across all three, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm sure that HoneyBook and Aisle Planner are great, but I'm not an expert in them. These are what I have found from digging on their websites, looking at videos and looking at screen sharing and looking at their help sections. So here with task and checklist management, you've got basic tasks, you've got task and checklists, and with Ripluo, I know 100% that you can assign it to a certain team member, you can set a priority level on it, and you can set due dates, and based upon those due dates, it creates a timeline where before the event, it says, hey, 30 days out, here's what needs to happen. 60 days out, here's what needs to happen. Budget tracking, you can do per project with Aisle Planner, but with Ripluo, you can create one budget, and that one budget can be for multiple events. So if you have one big budget and you have to have 3 different dinners, that one budget can be spread to 3 different dinners. They're going to be held at 3 different locations, but you're tracking it all in the same place. A floor plan designer, that's coming soon with Ripluo at the time of this video. By the time you're watching this, it might already be out, but it is included in Aisle Planner. You can create guest lists and RSVPs. You can with Ripluo as well. And you can track some of your vendors with Aisle Planner. Great. But not only that, with Ripluo is you can create a unique link that allows vendors to see some of the event details, click a button to upload it, and then you can track their quotes in there and then say yay or nay to that vendor. And it's a great way of keeping track of who's actually booked for the event. And then as you can see, there are a lot of things that Ripluo will do that others will not, including you can have a 7 different stage pipeline to make sure that you book the right venue, because I'm doing this now. I've got a conference that I'm looking for different venues in different cities with different dates. And I've just got to go back and forth and track all these details and where are we at and how much do they cost and things like that. And then you can also make sure to track all of your volunteers with Ripluo and all of your sponsors, including different packages. And are you negotiating with them? What's the likelihood of them booking? And things like that for your sponsors. And it's all separated there for you in easy to use tools. Now, Aisle Planner is great for weddings. And so they've got a couple of wedding tools that are not currently built into Ripluo, including having seating charts and having a wedding website, which is great if you're looking for that specifically. So a summary of some of the key differences there is that Ripluo is going to help handle all kinds of events. Yes, 100% weddings, but weddings and 5Ks or weddings and birthday parties or weddings and conferences. So that's all different kinds of events, and there's all different kinds of tools to help you manage all of them. Now, some of the things that you'll find with HoneyBook that you need to compare against Aisle Planner and Ripluo are the proposals, contracts, and invoicing system. While each of the 3 platforms has pretty comparable features for proposals, contracts, and invoices, this is something that is definitely built into Ripluo, which is you can create one contract template or one proposal template. Both of those are separate, and you can reuse them over and over and over again, and they live naturally in the digital world so that people can, with the click of a button, accept your proposal, then sign your contract, then you can convert it into an invoice and get paid faster. The fourth thing that you need to compare are the AI features. In the modern digital era, almost every single tool that you're going to use uses AI, but how are you using it? And here's where HoneyBook and Ripluo are 2 of the bigger comparisons. HoneyBook is going to help you with email drafts, a meeting note taker, helping you with your leads and things like that. And Ripluo, right now at the time of this video, is primarily focused upon helping you planning your events. So if AI is a huge deal to you, really what it's going to come down to is which one will you want to use? Now, I will say that Ripluo's built-in AI chatbot is exactly that. You can tell it to do something where it will actually create checklists for you. It will actually create event schedules for you, log it into the system, but you can also go ahead and chat with it like you would any other tool. So if you need email templates, you talk to it just like you would ChatGPT or Google Gemini or one of the other ones. And one of the best things about Buildr AI is because it's built into your event planning system, with the click of a button, you can give it your event context and it knows what you're talking about with how many people and what the dates are and things like that. So while HoneyBook helps you manage your inbox, Ripluo is going to use AI to help you plan the entire event from beginning to end. Now that we've looked at all of these different features, let's talk some brass tacks and look at the actual math of it. So if we look at both HoneyBook and Aisle Planner, so booking the event and planning the event together, then you're looking at $59 a month for kind of that a little bit upgraded tier, or $29 a month. And then you're looking at another $69.99 for Aisle Planner. That comes to a total of $128.99. And then that's over $1,500 a year. If you use Ripluo Pro, which would allow you to have all of those and a certain number of events and a certain number of contacts, you're looking at $49.99 per month. Even if you need to upgrade, we do have an enterprise plan, and that enterprise plan is going to be right there at $89.99 per month. So if we're looking at these two side by side, we're looking at over $1,000 per year that you're saving, and you're getting to use it all within one system versus two. Now, I know what you're thinking, Sean, this just sounds too good to be true. Well, if that's you, then rest assured you can try out Ripluo completely free, no credit card required. You can go in, create an account, and plan up to 5 different events with all of those tools. There are some limitations, like you can't invite someone in to help plan the event with you, but you can go ahead and test the tools out. And then if you like it and you want to use the CRM tools, then all you need to do is click to upgrade. So if you're ready to go ahead and get started, be sure to go to ripluo.com, create a free account, and start planning your first event today.